Let's make a vintage style paper clay Dollar Tree ornament. I'm Marie. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you're here today. We're going to be taking a Dollar Tree wood ornament, and they sell these by bulk on their website. And we're going to take this and we're going to turn it into like a Victorian style vintage ornament here. And we are starting with what's called gesso, and we're going to use this to prep the surface. And so I'm going to take the gesso and I'm going to paint it all over the entire ornament, and that kind of preps the surface for it to take the paint more easily. And so that's what I am doing here. So I was really excited to find these rice paper prints on Etsy, and I believe they came from overseas. They were very inexpensive, and I just think these are such beautiful pictures, and I was very curious to use the rice paper. I looked for it in our craft stores here in the United States, and I didn't find that any of them carried any of this type of thing. So like I said, I ordered this through Etsy. I'll see if I can find the original link, but just know that there are lots of these on Etsy that you can order, and I'm so glad I did. So after I pick out the piece that I want, I'm going to cut it just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and Mod Podge that on. And so I'm just going to place the Mod Podge in the middle there like you see. And I'm telling you, this rice paper works so well. It sits so nicely and it adheres so nicely, and there's no bubbles and there's no like wrinkles, and I'm just not good at like napkins and things like that because I always get bubbles in them. So I just love this rice paper. Besides the fact that it's beautiful too. So we're going to put the gloss varnish on now because we are doing some layering. It's going to be layers of paint and finishes. So the varnish, and also some crackle, so the varnish helps to protect the layers that have already been done. All right, we're going to let that dry. It's going to dry overnight. Okay, it is the next day and that is dry, and I'm just going to go in and cover the top of that with the Robin's Egg Blue from Craft Smart. So I was doing a fair amount of experimenting with this piece. You see that's the Celery color from Waverly and the chalk paint that I painted, and then I thought that was too much green, and so I'm going in again over top of it with the Robin's Egg Blue because I actually like the blue color better than the green. So I don't mind that the green is there to give it some dimension. I like that, but I didn't want it to be so green. I couldn't really decide if I wanted to be mostly blue, mostly green, or a good combination of both. And now I'm just getting into those crevices and making sure that if there's any space in between the wood piece and the paper clay, that I am sealing that with paint. And I'm also going in with this beige color also. Here what I'm doing is I'm just brushing off some of the loose pieces. There's some like dry, loose pieces that are still kind of sticking on there. And so I'm just taking the brush and going over it, shaking it, and brushing all of those pieces off of here. So now I'm going to take my white folk art paint, and then I have a fan brush, and I'm just going to dab it and kind of take some of it off, and then I'm going to sprinkle it on there, and that's going to make it look like there's some snow all over the ornament. Just give it kind of a nice touch with that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover the whole thing in the gloss varnish. And then that will seal it all in, and I won't have to worry about, any of it coming undone. The paper clay should be glued on there pretty tightly, but this will seal it all in, and so that the ornament will last a long time. And so we're just going to go over that. You're going to go over the top of the white snowflake pieces. Obviously, you want to wait till each layer dries before you start the next one. Okay, so here's the back. I used a staple gun and I stapled on this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I glued on those little flowers to cover the staples. And then I just covered the back in the same colors, and I just did kind of a brushed look to that. I don't know, I might do something else to it. But here's how it looks when it's done, and I'm real happy with it, and I intend to use it this Christmas on my tree. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please share it with someone who you think would enjoy it. Subscribe if you would like to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.